Howdy guys and girls, my name is Nath. I am one of the founders and lead developer of RP, which is an economy-based RedM, Red Dead Redemption 2 server. So what is RedM? Well, RedM is very similar to FiveM. If you've watching this video, you've probably had some experience in FiveM at some point. If not, not to worry. We're going to be going through a lot in this video to get you set up and on your way, and before you know it, you'll be lassoing and hog-tying locals and chasing down bandits in no time. So first things first, I've included a link in the bottom of the description of this video to join our Discord. It's highly recommended if you're planning on joining our community and playing the game. We've got lots of frequently asked questions, help, tricks, tips, and a fantastic community which is ever growing as well behind us, full of stellar 5-star role players. Every day is different, and it's a great place to be, and yeah, with you hopefully we can build on that. So just a bit of a disclaimer, I am in no way a streamer or a podcaster or any, I'm not very good with videos. I really don't like the sound of my own voice compared to anything else, so just bear with me, there might be a couple of bloopers in this. We're going to try and do this on the first take, so yeah, without further ado, we'll get cracking. So at the moment, currently at time of recording, we are in version 0.92, which is the beta, and we aim to be within the live version, which will be 1.0, within the next week or two. Hopefully the sooner the better. We're stepping up the development process at the moment, and we're moving at an extremely fast pace, and we're just trying to refine everything, make sure that when you log in, you're not struggling and battling bugs and incomplete framework and stuff like that. So firstly, as you can see from the development status window here, all the stuff in green at the top was what was put in the last update to the beta. The stuff in red is sort of what we're working on, and in yellow is what we're working on, and then the stuff in red is things that are on our radar, and we're going to bring them up. So everything in that should be in green before we're in the live version, by next week at time of recording, by next week, or worst case scenario, a week after release. So once you've found yourself in the Discord, we've got lots of channels. Obviously, come and say hi in the general chat. Come and check out the development news as well, which is sort of a live account from the development team. It's just myself at the moment as the developer. However, as our community grows, we'll have scope to expand and bring you a lot more updates and better quality of life content. Brilliant. So once you've started and you have got in here, it's highly advised that you take a look at our rules. This is our code of honor, so to speak. It just gives you a general outline of what's expected of our community whilst within game. It just prevents any toxicity and ensures that you have a pleasurable experience on the server, because ultimately, we're all here to have fun. So as long as you can follow the rules, and you can put on your good gritty voice, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun in the server. So how do we set up RedM? It's a frequently asked question. Not a lot of people really understand how to set it up. It is a little bit of a different setup process compared to FiveM. But just because RedM in itself isn't a fully released product yet, it is still in its very early development stages. There's not a lot of documentation for it. So hopefully this video will make things a little bit easier for you. So the first thing you really want to do after reading the rules and taking a look at the development status, if that's what you're interested in as well, is have a mosey on over to the frequently asked questions. So what you want to do is download RedM. You need to have a official copy of Red Dead Redemption 2. Cracked or pirated versions or DRM free versions will not work with RedM. That is a RedM requirement, and support the developers, guys, buy the game. At this moment of the video, so at time of recording, Red Dead Online players are having issues connecting to RedM. I know and I am aware that there are server builds out there that do support Red Dead Online, but they're more like console ports. Due to the framework that we've got in game, guys, and the scripts that we've got, unfortunately it's just not possible for Red Dead Online players to connect at this moment in time. Rest assured though, if that does change in the future, and I really sincerely hope it does, we'll update you as soon as possible, and we're welcoming the community, and you can come and say howdy. Brilliant. So once you've got Red Dead installed, it can take a little while. Their mirroring servers for downloading the cache aren't the best, so it's anywhere between sort of 4 and 10 gigabyte, but that transfer rate can be pretty slow at times. Just bear with it. Once you've got it done, you should navigate to your desktop. Once you've got to your desktop, you should see a little RedM. It looks a little bit like what it does at the bottom here. What you want to do is right click that, go over to open file location and look for the citizenfx.ini. If you haven't got a citizenfx.ini, if you load up RedM at least once into the server menu, which we're just about to see in a second, once you hit that server menu, hit F8, type out quit, press enter. It should close the game, and you should have a citizenfx.ini file in there. What you need to do is open up with your preferred text editor, either that Notepad, Notepad++, WordPad if anybody still uses that. If you're using a command line terminal, I'm not sure how you're watching this video, but same applies. You want to add update channel equals canary. It is case sensitive, guys, so just be cautious of that. If you have a lowercase in here, or if you spell it or put a different space in here, it's not going to work. So just ensure that if you are having issues, just double check that, make sure that's all accurate. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get over to RedM. I need to switch the stream. That would be really good, wouldn't it? There we go. Okay, so the first thing you'll see, obviously you won't see this, is the play button. So what you want to do is mosey on over to play and type in Red Dead RP. Brilliant. And you'll see our server here. Go ahead and put it in favourites, so it will always sort of stay within your favourites list. The way that RedM works is very similar to FiveM. It will always display the last played server underneath the play button. So if you are one of those that do hop around servers quite a lot, absolutely fine. If you just give it a quick favourite, at least you won't lose it when you decide to sort of come back and join us again. Brilliant. So once you found that, you'll click connect. And it will download the scripts. So on first time loading, guys, of RedM, it can take a little while just to upload your local cache. So there's a cache for the server, and there'll be a cache for the actual game client. So while it's caching the server, this page that we're actually on right now can take a little while. If it does, just bear with it. It will connect. I'd probably say if it hasn't loaded after 10 minutes, then pop into the server and we'll and submit a support ticket, and we'll get you squared away. Fantastic. Just gotta wait for it to give it a quick load. I have just pushed an update, so after the first update, it can take a little while. There we go. So, there is a current bug with the clothing. It is sort of 50-50. I'll show you exactly how to fix that in a minute. That is not a Red Dead RP issue. That is a RedM issue. They are aware of it. Hopefully that should be fixed soon. Brilliant. So, these are my current storylines, or characters, if you want to call them that. You can have up to 4. We did initially have them up to 10, but it was causing resource issues and all sorts of nasty little things, so we decided to just keep it at 4, nice and simple. If you do need to, let's say for example, I don't need Mr. Nath Thornton anymore, which I really don't. He's my test character. You can give it a quick delete, and that will make a space available. Every character has their sort of own cache system. They have their own sort of XP. They have their own cache system, have all their own items, so you can really make each character feel their own. So firstly, what you want to do is this won't move until you're actually in the server. So if you're spamming E right now at here, I'd advise you just stop, because it won't do anything. Occasionally it might go, you might get lucky, but it's just advised us to leave that there for now. We'll type in our character, so Nath. I miss the days of Testy McTesty. And then you'll come to this map. So, and then again, you've got the Discord server there if you've not joined up already. So the server is split up into 5 states. So you've got New Austin, West Elizabeth, Lemoyne, New Hanover, and Ambrino. The default AOP is Valentine, and then in New Hanover. So in terms of RP, AOPs, and how does it work? AOPs can shift from time to time, so we expect people within that RP area to RP. Anybody moving through that area needs to be respectful of people RPing and remain in character. The usual stuff that you'd expect from a roleplay server. Because we're not 100% focused on roleplay and we've got that economy side of it, there are going to be occasions where you might want to go out and grind for a little bit of money or a little bit of XP, or you'll be doing a mission maybe that you can't help it. The game is forcing you out of AOP or out of the state. That's absolutely fine. So our general rule of thumb is, the best way to explain it is to say, let's say Valentine is our AOP right now. While you're within sort of this ring here, and they're quite aptly ringed, while you're within this ring here, that is the AOP area. You're expected to remain in character and roleplay and all of that good stuff while you're in that ring. If you have an activity, let's say for example you want to go over to the gold panning over here, or you want to go hunting up here, you are permitted to do so as long as you stay within the state of the area of play, or AOP. So what we mean by that is, if you're in Valentine and you and a buddy decides to go over to Saint Denis, that you're not going to have the best experience, flicking between the two. It's also very hard for police, for example, or lawmen or bounty hunters to cover all of this map, especially if there's not very many of us on. Now, in the event that we go statewide or interstate, so that will be all of them, then you're free to move around the map, but just be mindful that if the AOP is interstate, you are expected to remain in a AOP sort of class set or rules within the entire map in its entirety. If you have any questions of that, or you're still not sure, then please give us a message, and we can certainly get you squared away on that one. So we're going to spawn in Valentine, since that the AOP is in the Valentine area, and we can press E now to get rid of that. Excuse me. Fantastic. So when you start off, you might want to give it just a little second, sort of just to load in. You can see here that I'm ID 3, so there's been 2 people logged in before me since the server restart. We got given $50 to start off with, and 10 gold. Now, within the live game, after the beta, you will start with 1 gold, so you'll only get 1 gold piece. In terms of what the difference is, this is more for your detached economy. So this is for commendations on roleplay, maybe winning a community-run event. They're given by staff members essentially for good RP, positive community engagement, and at their own discretion. They have a certain amount of it's not a quota because they don't have to sort of give a cert out, but they've got a certain amount of gold that they can give out each month to the players that they feel that really are the backbone of the community, and you can spend that on horses. Eventually you'll be able to spend that on guns, and you can put it towards homesteads, because we've got homesteads in the game, and lots of different other cool things. And it's not going to be a pay to win thing. Everybody has a chance to earn gold if you're good at RP. If you're engaging with people, you're creating that interesting storyline for everybody to engage with. You're going to rack up those gold points. Fantastic. So the first frequently asked question is, why am I invisible? Well, we just give that a quick switch. If you're male, female, again, I wouldn't worry if you're looking at this. We can fix this when we go into the clothing menu. Unfortunately, there's just no way. She's a little bit boobless. But we're going to make a male character for now. For the females again, just don't worry about that. Create your character as normal, and then go over to the clothing store, which we'll see in a second, and we'll get that all fixed. Fantastic. So we can use some of these keybinds here to sort of zoom in, and I think it's D. Yep. Fantastic. You may spawn with no eyes. Again, it's just a quick swap. Skin color is exactly the same. And then we can zoom out. Oh, we can zoom out using WASD keys to move. And then we can make, I don't know, something like that. Pick a hairstyle that you want. Let's go for that one. I don't know, guys. Let's see. What should we have? We got to have a man with a big beard, haven't we? Lots of customization types. I'm not going to go through sort of all of these. There is a face one though that I do want, which is scars, freckles, peas, eyeliner, brows, blush. Is it in face? Yes, it is in. Oh, yes, it is in face. Sorry. This is what I mean. There's a lot of options in here, and even I forget sometimes. So let's create a different face. Yep, sometimes when we switch through them it's a little bit weird. Some of them don't work, but you know, it's a work in progress. Let's give them a bit of a wider meathead, and then press save. Are you sure you want to save your character? Press yes. So you'll start off in your undie wundies. In Valentine, if you've spawned off in here, we need to go to the clothing shop. So go to your map. Go to your map, and then we can have a look at the clothing shop here. So let's set a nice little waypoint. Everybody's going to give you weird looks for running in your undies. I mean, if you want to keep your RP character like this, then you know that's fine. But here we got the gallows here, which we have plans for. We're going to be creating a script so Leo can hang people. Here's the butcher. So howdy, fella. So when you do your hunting, you bring your pelts over there.
Morning.
Morning. Brilliant. So we press X to access the clothing, or the keyboard equivalent. How I find the clothing best to work is you start from the bottom and work your way up. So we'll start off with the shirt. And you would start off the bottom, so you go from the inside out. So you would start off, obviously, you wouldn't put your vest on first and then put your shirt on. You'd put your shirt on, wouldn't you? So I don't know. Let's just pick one. Now, some of them won't like. I think you just saw a couple of them there like that. Those are actual skins, but they're for like vests, you know, jackets and stuff like that. So that's why they look a little bit weird. Yeah, for like that, for example, that will actually go with something else, and it will stop it clipping through. I don't know. What should we dress our guy as? Should we go? I like the old, just standard flannel. Get some suspenders on him. We'll go up to pants. Let's go a bit more exotic, shall we? That's neck. That's fine though, because I'm going to give him one of them. Straight. There we go. And then we'll go up to loadouts. So loadouts is like your gun belts. Oh. Boots. Yes, we need some boots. So again, alright, there we go. Oh, full cowboy. Big John boots. I quite like the gator tips. Let's go for those. Belts, if you don't want your guy to be armed, but I do. Badge, I would leave alone. Badges are only for law enforcement officers. If anybody is found with a badge, then we will ask you to change your character to obviously not have a badge. So just be aware of that. Badges are only for law enforcement officers. If you're a law enforcement officer, then absolutely fine. Go and put a badge on. And then, yeah. But, yeah, if you're not law enforcement, please leave the badges alone. Boot accessories. So, obviously, that's when you have your spurs and that. But I'm not wearing shoes that are compatible with those. Coats. Should we have a coat? No, I'm not feeling the coat. But we will have a hat. 928 hats, guys. We'll be here all day. Just pick, I don't know. Is there like a cowboyish? Oh, here we go. The sombreros, yeah. Russian bear wigs. See, this is the problem with the hats. There's just so many options. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So you see my guy's gone bald there. Common with some of the hats, it will reset your hair. So I'll show you how to fix that in a minute. I'm glad that's actually came up because that is another problem. Loadouts, we've already mentioned. Bracelets, holster left. So that is the holster that will attach to your gun belt. We do have plans to have dual wielding in soon as the developer team can figure it out. Eyewear, if we want to put an eyewear on, which we won't. Boot accessories, belt buckles, which if you change, that changes on your gun belt. You can see it's just took the default one off. We'll just have that one. Perfect. I think we're ready to go. Save the outfit, I don't know, outfit 1. Fantastic. So, just moving back to how do we fix the hair. So, what we want to do is go to somewhere like in a nice little open place like this. Press T, which brings up the chat box, which you can type in, and we'll go through the chat box in a minute. T/creator. And you want to do this if you need to make adjustments to your skin. Now, once you've typed it in, you need to wait at least 30 seconds. If it doesn't type in, submit. If it doesn't pop up, submit a ticket. If you type creator in again, the way that the framework works is it potentially can break your character and cause an infinite loading. So please just be patient with it. It will load. It is doing stuff. It's just got a lot of stuff to sort of load in. So how we fix that, or any of sort of this, and it works the same with the clothing system with if it clips, right? And I'll show you sort of what you need to do. We'll go back in a minute. You just need to flick it back 1 and then back to 21. Save. Yes. And we've got hair again. Now, what happens when we clip into our clothes? You can see from the loading screen earlier that some of our clothes were clipping through. What you'd need to do is you can do T/load skin, which will make your character go invisible. Again, this is a command that you don't want to use sort of freely. It's sort of once every so often. Like, it's not a common thing. You don't want to sit there going load skin, load skin, load skin, load skin, load skin, because eventually you'll just null your character out. Load skin will also give your character a nice little clean, and it just usually fixes any issues with your paired model. However, I think those boots are clipping. Are they not? Yeah, they are. So as you can see, you see those boots clipping there? We'll fix that right now. I think I need to walk out. There we go. Okay, so the boots were clipping at the back, as we can see, just here. Well, it might not even be the boots. That might be the pants. So again, anything that clips, it's usually the ones that are usually the culprit is the top, the undertop, the bandanas, trousers, and sometimes some of the boots. So what you'd want to do first, the vests are usually not to blame, so you can leave the vest alone. We'll just fit the pants 1 and then flick it. There we go. And you see it fixed the clipping issue. and then we'll just save that again as outfit 1. Brilliant. So once you've done that, you can see that there's some UI on the left-hand side. So you've got the current temperature, the weather, current temperature, the hunger status, your thirst status, the your health bar with your actual health core, and the stamina and Deadeye. Deadeye is defunct in multiplayer, guys, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. Pretty much what it does in online, if you're holstering, like if you're firing over a gun, it determines how much sway that you've essentially got. So it doesn't really matter. I wouldn't pay too much attention to it.
Hello.
So the first thing you want to do, maybe with our $65 now, because we actually got promoted, is probably buy some consumables. Bread is something that will get you out in a fix. It's quite filling, but it will drain your thirst, so I would use that conservatively. And if you are planning on having bread, maybe have it as a little meal, bread and water. You could opt for the cooked game meat, which is a little bit more expensive, but a lot more sustenance. And we can have a nice little cigar, which again dries your mouth out a little bit. Let's go for the cigar as well. And the Horsecare, you've got the horse brush and then wild carrots as well, which you can feed your horse. Brilliant. We'll do this sort of room by room, shall we?
Hello.
So this is the bank. Most towns have one. What you can do is deposit all your funds. During the beta, it doesn't really matter much because when you respawn, you keep all of your items in cash. However, in the live game, anything that you have on you in your inventory or your cash stack, if you die, it gets wiped and you'll have to start it again. So your bank is pretty much your safety, your little safety box, you know. So we can add $60 in here and it's safe. If we get robbed, I know I've got my $60 in there. If I die, I know I've got my $60 in there. Again, with the safety deposit box, I don't want to smoke my cigar now. This is a prized possession. So we'll just add the cigar in there and then we'll press backspace. Top tip as well is when you're navigating menus, it's always good if you are using controller just to put it down sort of on your lap, on your knee, or on your desk, and just don't touch it. Just use your keyboard to navigate all of the menus. We can transfer it, so we can transfer money to somebody who isn't even online. This is the best thing about this. You do have to know their in-game character name because every character has their own inventories, their own bank accounts. So this is really good though. For example, if you're owning a business maybe, and you've got a notepad on your desktop with names of people that work for you, you can give them a weekly or daily pay. This is a perfect system for that. We've looked at the save deposit box. And then again, we can just withdraw it. So there's not many people on today, so we'll just withdraw it and quit. There we go. Brilliant. Next stop is over to the saloon. Howdy, fellas. I'm new in town. We can sit here and play the piano if we want, so we do that by pressing G. And we can give this a little tune. I won't bore you guys to death with that. Bar's the same thing. Drinks, we could buy beer, whiskey, wine, blah 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 blah. And then in your other, you've got your prize winning stew, which is a really hearty meal. In fact, let's buy one of those now because we are starting to get a little bit low. So how do we access this? Press B on the keyboard and we can just drag it in here. Now it won't give you a prompt to say that you've used that item, so you do have to sort of be a little bit aware of what you're doing within this menu. We do get quite a few frequently asked questions that say, oh, I can't drag anything into my hand, I can't use my weapon, and what's actually happening is they're dragging it, it's actually working, but then they're dragging it in again and again and again, and we'll see that within the weapon menu in a minute. So once something is in our hand, we want to press B, and then we can either just eat this conservatively, or we can just do a full-on gulp. chuck that away. Oh. Got a bit on his hand.
Howdy.
Howdy. Sheriff's over there, which is locked by default unless Elio's on.
Hey.
Okay, so earlier when I mentioned it's always best to keep your controller on the desk or something, this menu is especially important. Please, do not touch your controller. There are certain buttons that you can't change because of how Red Dead works as an actual, the controls work actual native for controller. There's some things that you just cannot disable. The D-pad is one of them. So we've managed to get it to block on the B. So if I press B, I can't open my inventory. But if I press right on the D-pad, which I'm not going to do because it would be a full relog, it will open up the inventory. Once the inventory is open in this screen, guys, it is open forever. You'll have to kill the process and load again. So it's always best just to put the controller down whenever you're in a menu, get into the habit of that, and honestly, it becomes second nature eventually. So we can have a look at the sort of different menus that we've got. So handguns, repeaters, rifles, shotguns, and miscellaneous. We haven't got a lot of cash, so it's only $55. So it's really thinking, do I need a Catman revolver or should we go for a horse? Luckily, because it's the beta, we got 10 gold. But it's a fully comprehensive list of most of the weapons in game, and we have plans to add more as and when they come out, and the sort of the legendary items as well. Legendary items are going to be a little bit difficult. We have to work out sort of how they're going to sort of be implemented, especially for those that actually don't have the in-game models in their game caches. But leave it with us, guys. You know, we are on top of it. So let's buy a Cattleman revolver, and we've only got I don't even have enough because I spent it on cigars and that stew. Oh, okay. I tell you what. Let's buy this. Let's buy this. Press backspace. I'm gonna just cheat a little bit. Set money. We're ID 3, and I'm just gonna give myself an extra 5. Oh, why did I do that? Set money 3, 10. Let's pretend that we didn't buy that stew, shall we? So we buy the ammo. Press back. And really, starting off, guys, you only need to buy sort of 1 or 2 of these ammo pieces. The reason being is, once we equip it, and the easiest way, let's come outside here. So, essentially what you want to do is look at your holster if you can. And it can take a little while because that's where I'm standing. So, usually if you're in an open area, there we go. So, you look at your holster, okay? We'll click on the Catman revolver and we'll drag it up to use. And the Catman revolver is already in there. It will still be in your inventory like nothing happened. And what people tend to do is they go, "Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? This isn't working for me." And actually, it is. We'll do this again, but this time look at the revolver while I'm doing this. You know, it's equipping, but it's not. Next thing is, my ammo's not spawning into my gun. Well, again, all right. There we go. And then you'll have 100. Now, if you try and drag any more ammo pieces into your Catman revolver when it's at max capacity, that ammo will disappear forever. It goes into the abyss. So you only need one sort of at a time. You can buy multiple, so you can have, I think it's up to 10 in your inventory. But what you want to do is split the item, which is what I'm going to show here. To split an item, you right click and you can do it individually here, and then you would just drag them in as and when you need them. Okay, fantastic. Speaking of which, how do we drink the water? So we go holding my gun still, obviously, beta guys, so it's and that just refilled my water, but I think we're all good. You can double tap the bumper to do a little cowboy emote, and it goes back in your holster there. So you might want to think, well, how do I earn some money if there's nobody on, to rob or whatever? Well, we can check the bounty board, and these sort of range from anywhere from $10 to $100. And these are our AI only. We are working on a system, guys, that if you have the bounty hunter tag in the Discord and actually on the server, there'll be a little button that comes up here that will look. It will open up the player versus player bounties, where the maybe the law enforcement, or the sheriff, or the Pinkertons, whoever has asked for a bounty, and these will be real players in game, and this will drive from RP. So they'll only have access to that. However, these you can do these, and you can take friends along with you. Although whoever initiates the bounty is the one that will see it, and is the one that will get paid. So if you want to go with some friends and you want to split the cash, that's fine. Just at the moment, you'll have to go to the bank and then obviously do that transfer from the bank. Or use alternative cash methods like gold nuggets. We worked out it was about $20 for one gold nugget. 25 makes 100, or is it something like that? Well, yeah. I'll go in the tips and tricks. It tells you how much all of that is worth. But gold nuggets is an alternative like item for trading at the moment, because at the moment we can't do on the fly cash scripts, but again we're working on that. So to come out of this screen, press escape. I'm going to just change the time because I don't want it getting dark on us, and there's nobody on. This is on test saves anyway, so there we go. So by default, doors are locked, sheriff isn't in. You notice that my health core was only at 10, so
Morning there.
you can buy bandages, and we can check in as well. We actually need $1, so keep doing this. Set money 3. I need some money for the. Let's give ourselves $250 because I'm going to need to show us how to buy horses. There we go. So this costs $1, and how this works is while you're within AOP, you need to go heal yourself. Eating food will replenish your cores, which if I take the gun out, there you go. So the outer ring is your armor,
Master.
so to speak. Eating will increase that resilience, but in real life, and we're quite, we want to be realistic as possible. In real life, if you get shot in the arm, a piece of bread is not gonna, heal you back to full health. It might keep you alive a little bit longer, but that's about it. So going to the doctor, refill that core, it can get you squared away. So once you've done a few jobs, maybe gone hunting or done a couple of bounties. Let's say, for example, we've just done 3 bounties with our Cattleman revolver because we're fastest gun in the West. We'll go over to the stable. Now, by default, you will have a default horse, which is the sickly horse. That's not the sickly horse. I think that's because that's pulling through my old character's horse. You just want to flee it. It's because my old character had the same name. In hindsight, I should have called my character something else. Yeah, I've still got all my old horses, but that's not a problem. So, at first, you'll have nothing in here. So what you want to do is make your way over to the stable store, and every town has a stable in it. So you'll be able to pick your horses. This one isn't the best angle. We're looking into it, and probably by the time this video is published, the camera is probably going to be offset a little bit so you can actually see the back. But most of them, and especially the new ones that we've put in, we've moved the cameras so you can sort of see a side-on view of the horse, or as side-on as we can get it. So confirm, basically at the bottom of this menu, we'll just exit out of that menu. It is a frequently asked question. Oh, I've gone into the stable. Oh, I've selected buckskin, press confirm, but it doesn't do anything. That's because you've got these options here. So we have 10 gold, so we could actually just pay some of these with the 10 gold. You know, we did some good RP, let's say, or something like that. And I mean, there is, for no better words, a shit ton of horses that you can buy, right down to your mules and your donkeys, you know, your little dwarf donkeys. So the only thing is due to the model of this one, for example, and this is good this come up. There is one restriction with the donkeys, but it will be a self restriction, so you've just got to keep this in mind. If you buy this, you won't be able to equip saddles. Don't change the manes or the tails on the donkey. Leave that, but you can put like one of those little rolls, you know, the under saddle rolls that you get. You can change that and customize that to your heart's content. It only applies with this particular donkey. The reason why we say that is if you try and change the mane, you'll end up getting a horse mane because it pulls through all of the customization is set for horses, not the dwarf donkey. But we wanted to put this in there because it is really funny. But yeah, just keep that in mind. And again, it's in tips and tricks and frequently asked questions if you forget. So sometimes this happens as well if when you pick some of the bigger horses. So you need to come out and just open this table again. You'll be fine. Okay, so let's stop messing around then. Let's get a dark bay. Okay, we've got enough. So let's buy this for 6 gold. I don't know, let's call this Testy 2. And you see it's just bought it. And then we can select it if we want. Now you notice that the customization is still greyed out. That's because this database hasn't pulled through that you now own this horse. So what we need to do is actually confirm it now. Brilliant. Once we're confirmed, we then go back into the stable. So you should actually do this 3 times. Select Testy 2 or whatever you've named your horse. I hope you don't call it Testy 2. There's better options than that. And then you can see the customization menu has now popped up. So we can change the saddle cloth. That's the name for it, saddle cloth. So yeah, you can change the saddle cloth on the donkey. I don't know that. Change the saddle. I mean the customization, you know, in everything is just ridiculous. You know, it's been meticulously thought out. There we go. Stirrups. We'll have a horn. We'll have some bags. Ponytail, which again, look, this is one of what I was on about on this one. But that should be fixed by the time this video is uploaded. Like that, and then that. Know me to be the most social person while I'm doing a video. Here we go. Honestly, the phone doesn't ring all day, and then as soon as I try and do a video, it's on silent now, guys. Brilliant. So once you made your customizations, you press confirm again. Go back into the stable, guys. Your horse hasn't been selected yet, so you then select. You can sell it as well, but you then select it. Press confirm. Fantastic. Now, if your horse is already here, you can flee your horse, or you can do DVH, which is delete vehicle horse. Spawn it again. And if your horse never spawns or doesn't spawn, now in RP you are expected to try and RP that you might have lost your horse. But if it is a bug or if there's something, if it really isn't spawning and you know it should do, just do DVH and your horse will pop back up. Now the horse is a little bit dirty. As I said mentioned in the general store earlier, you can get a horse brush, which we can have a look at Testy here. There's our admin panel. And you know you'd brush it here, but I don't have a brush. Same with the carrots. You can feed it. We can give it a little good boy. All of the horses are boys in game as well. Just a heads up. Good boy. We can lead it. Let's just lead it away from the stable. Let's make them trust us a little bit before jumping on it. I think the train's actually in Valentine. Brilliant. We'll show you a quick hunt, sort of what to do. So that is basically how you set up your character, guys. Once you've done that, you're all set up, ready to roleplay. Talk to people. It's the end button in game, and because my no clip mode is on. When you talk in game, it actually moves your mouth. You know, howdy y'all. So, yeah, if you're not sure that you're talking, just give the old N muscle, as we call it, a wig, and you'll see that you're talking game. Brilliant. I actually haven't got my cigar. That's a shame. To access emotes, we've got our emote menus here, which you can, you've got check watch. You've got coin flips, flexing, hissy fits, look a yonder. Right. And I mean, yeah, you can look. Rock, paper, scissors, if you want to give somebody a game of rock, paper, scissors. Smoke a cigarette. Although you can, the cigars and stuff you can buy in the general store, so you are expected to buy those for economy reasons, but I mean, it doesn't really matter there. Fantastic. So we'll make our way over to the train station where we first started. I think the train's finally left. Yep.
Hey, partner.
We'll give the left stick a good tap and he'll pat the horse. There we go. Come over to a hitching point. Easy boy. You can buy stagecoaches here.
Hey, friend.
No, they're not cheap, but oh, my mistake, boy. Sorry, fella.
Oh, heck no.
Oh, well, I'll serve myself. I'll serve myself then. You can have a look at your own coaches. I've got one already because it's pulled through because of my character name is the same. If I actually relogged, it would wipe it because the value was it's just not had a chance to update. So yeah, you can rent your fancy coach. You can sort of buy different coaches, and they range anywhere from $30 to $1,000 if you want the armoured ones, and then that gives you like sort of coach driving opportunities. Shall we do one? I don't want to do one. Is that guy gone now? Is he not going to let me in this menu? Oh, no, it is. I'll just show you the own coach that I've got. So by default, it will start you on a mission. There we go. So you can go do that, and it will the fare will go up per distance that you've done. If you just want to use it for RP sort of circumstances, then you just stop driving, and it will make the menu disappear, and that mission stops. Now you can send players in-game messages. Maybe you want to send a message to the sheriff because he's in Blackwater. B32 in-game is space, if you guys didn't know that. We can check a telegram system. There's no telegrams. We can send a message. So the sheriff for Valentine is Clint Westwood. And there's an issue with FiveM at the minute that it doesn't accept space in ASCII text, which is really weird at the minute. I'm looking into it, see if I can help those guys along, but at the moment it's a lot of the code is a mess. So especially from the fight that sits in FX side. So no fix for this as of yet. So what we'll do is anytime we want to put a space, we'll do a star, or we could do that essentially, just a space. So bandits in Saloon. Invalid first or last name. Oh dear, have I spelt Westwood wrong? Clint Westwood. Bandits in Saloon. There we go. Just spelled his name. So it's probably case sensitive, that's why. So my telegram's been posted, and then Clint Westwood, who's actually my character, when I log in tomorrow or log in next as Clint, I will have a telegram waiting for me. Brilliant. I don't want to take that. We can just leave it there.
You gotta die! Holy hell!
Oh, I nicked his horse. Oh.
The last thing you'll ever hear.
this turned south quickly. This turned really south quick. There we go. So you can loot people. You won't get a prompt, but there is a slight chance that you can gain some items and a little bit of bumper cash. I wouldn't stand behind the horses either, especially the ones that aren't yours, because they will kick you in the face. And oh, those guys are going hunting. Those guys, there we go, perfect. I'm not going to get the best for this, so you really want to hunt these with like a knife or a bow or something like that, and you'll get better quality. Exactly how it is in the base game. Stay. Don't kick them in the face. And then we'll bring this back, and I mean, these are good sources of money, especially in the early game. Now, in the Discord, there is a list of all of the animals that you can sell to the butcher. We're adding new ones in every update, and the values change all the time, weekly basis. So, a doe or an elk or a buck might only be worth, $2 one week, but there might be a premium the next week, and they're all worth $8. So, it's worth having a look in the Discord, keeping in there, and just checking those. This horse really doesn't like me riding him. Really doesn't like me riding him. He's a little spooked. Maybe give him a treat.
Ah, there.
Good boy. Got the barbers in there as well. Take a hot bath if you desire. You can rent a hunting wagon down here, which is a deposit of $100, but you do get it back if you return it. But it allows you to carry a lot more supplies, like hunting supplies. Okay, so we're going to stop here.
Mister?
Going to remove the deer. Hope that the horse doesn't kick me in the face. And we'll sell the iron. We got 388.5 penny. And 222. That's fine. So 388 that we got. Brilliant. Our cooking system and crafting systems are currently a work in progress. You would do that over here. It won't work yet. These guys are particularly nasty sometimes. There's a few fights. Gold panning. So there's plenty of gold panning places on the map. We're adding support for the smelting, so we're going to actually add a blip so you can see where all the smelters are. But there is one, I think, in 3 or 4 towns. Valentine, I think there's one in Blackwater, and there's one in Saint Denis. But we're adding more and more each time. Brilliant. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself 25 gold nuggets, just so I can show you. So let's say we've got our 25 gold nuggets, or I caught 10 myself, but then I did somebody a favour in RP or something, and they've just given me an extra 15 or whatever. So give item gold nugget 25. Is that not how you spell it? Is it just nugget? Oh, give item nugget 25. I don't know how to spell it. Is it 2 spaces? No. I don't know what it's called. But essentially what you do is you go over here, start smelting, and you'll get given a gold bar, which I do know that it will give me. Give item gold bar 1. And you'll get given a gold bar, which then you can sell to a fence, which in terms of just time, we'll just take a mosey on down to the fence, which is the nearest one is down here. We have a full-on weather system, guys, as well. If you type in forecast, it will give you the forecast of sort of what the weather's going to be like today. It's quite decent. Really nice, nice weather today. And then to turn it off, you just type forecast again. Brilliant. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I've still got the Stagecoach menu up. I think I accidentally pressed over when I got off it. So one guy for $100. So those golden nuggets, guys. There's only like a random chance of getting those nuggets. It's pretty fair, but it can take you anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. You know, it really depends. It's the randomness of it is quite nice. You know, you never know really what you're gonna get. And it just prompts you to, you know, if you can hoard these. You can get you can have 2,500 of these in your bank at any one given time, and that's just in your bank at any one time. So you can stock these up and use these as like an alternate sort of trading, you know, and just trading gold pieces, because gold bars, especially for, to a fence, yeah, that's $100 there. So if you get, if you've got quite a few, you're going to rack up them points quite quickly. You see, you can pan for gold. Cinematic mode here. That will tell us. 2 nuggets. Nice. And we'll do a little dance. And then you just keep doing that until you get 25, of course. So in terms of what else there is to do on the map, so we have a base hunter job. So we have roles like hunter, bounty hunters, farmers, stuff like that. Every role has, apart from Leo and the doctor, every role apart from Leo and doctor has a something that you can do as without needing to have that tag or that permission or that role. We call them activities. The actual jobs, so Moonshiner is actually a job. That's the other one that's locked out because it's an illicit job. So obviously you can go hunting, which it's fast paced, so you don't actually have to go out and hunt, but it's very low reward. You can get some decent cash, but where your money is in your big game stuff like that. That's going to be up here, where you might have to go up and maybe hunt with 2 or 3 people, maybe in for a couple of game days or something like that, to see how you get on. There's a kicking spot up there as well. So even I'm finding new things. So strawberry, pretty similar. Every town is sort of set up, so you'll always have like a stable, you'll have a clothing store. This one doesn't actually have a gun shop, but the nearest gun shop, because it's within West Elizabeth AOP, will be in Blackwater. And Blackwater is obviously the same. You've got different jobs that you can do, so that one's a supply. There's one over here as well by Valentine. There's one over there as well. That's another supply. This one's oil, I think. Yep. And you can buy houses, which are persistent. So once they're bought, they're bought. I think David's got one near Rhodes, I think. Mick Taylor's house, so that's one of David's characters. And then my house used to be over here until I sold my character. I wonder if it's still my house. Should be. Because I've got the same name and the database hasn't updated yet. No? Oh no, it did delete my house. I think it did. Yeah, delete my house. There you go then. Well, at least I know that. Brilliant. So you got the mining jobs over here as well. It's obviously a chicken drumstick right now. That's provisions, but inside this mine is you can do like a mining job, and then it like asks you to deliver them for Van Horn. It's pretty good money. You've got to race against the clock. You can fish, sell them to the fish market. There's a fish market there. I think there's another fish market somewhere around here. No, there isn't. But eventually there will be a fish market here if there's not one already. There's bait shops, so this is where you buy your rods, and then there'll be a fish market in every town. There might not be one here in video, but by full release, there's definitely going to be one in Blackwater. There'll definitely be one in Saint Denis. There'll definitely be one in Van Horn, which there is already. Well, that's probably about it. I might even make one. No. Yeah, no. Although there is a fishing spot down there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Quaker's Cove. I might make one in Quaker's Cove because there is a couple of fish barrels there. So there'll be one in sort of almost in every state. Ambrino is pretty lawless anyway, so no law enforcement will. They do operate in here, but you're not going to see them very much, just for the fact that it's the wilderness. I mean, once you get sort of up here, anyone that's played the single game, it's pretty wilderness, and I mean, it's only the toughest are really going to survive up here. And I mean, that's where all your big game is, your bears and stuff like that. So it's going to be quite interesting. Penitentiary is, or as we call it in the staff team, Admin Island. There's no real way to get there. There are boats in game. We do ask that you don't go over there. It's where we'll take players to have private conversations with them in game if we need to. Say, for example, they've got an issue or they've got a bug. We'll teleport them over there and we'll have conversations. It's also where we test stuff, spawn stuff in. Now, you won't be able to transport them over just because it's surrounded in water. But yeah, we know if anybody's in here, that's not supposed to be. So again, we just ask you just to not go over there if you have found a way. Same with Mexico. I know in game, in single player, there is a bug to get into Mexico. It's been untested at the moment if it works in here. Again, when you log off and stuff like that, it saves your location, so it won't take me long to figure out who's over there. So please, guys, just stay within the map and the AOPs as well. And yeah, there's something else over here, which again is for the Pinkertons only. Fort Wallace, that's it. So Fort Wallace as well is a restricted area. That is for Pinkertons to set up and sort of sort out some RPs sort of over there. In terms of government, so we do have a government system. Look in the Discord for more information on that. This little square here, which if you played the single player game, was that sort of big mansion. This is what we call the Presidential Palace. If you can, yeah, so this again is off limits, but it's not as hard off limits as Siska, for example, or Wallace. By off limits or soft off limits, what we mean is if you're within here, you'll probably end up getting arrested, and yeah, serious arrest punishments, stuff like that. It's the Presidential Palace. You probably wouldn't be having Mr. Joe Common walking in, off the street. It will be invite only. We will have lots of events in the back gardens and stuff like that, so there will be plenty of opportunities for you guys to come in and have a look and see it and chat to the staff team and stuff like that. But that's sort of where the staff team get ready and operate if we're not in Admin Island, so to speak. Brilliant. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Obviously, if you have any questions, please join the Discord. Apart from that, I look forward to seeing you in game. We do have a campfire system as well, which is pretty self-explanatory. You just type in camp, and then once you're finished, it will go through sort of what to do. You press G, and then it will tell you to set up your camp, blah blah blah, and then you just do del camp, and then del fire as well if you've got your fire out, and then you should be good to go. You'll be able to roll out. Brilliant, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching. I really hope to see you in game and in RP soon. And again, any questions, just feel free to join our Discord, ask away, and yeah, once again, welcome to Red Dead Roleplay. Take it easy, guys. Thank you.